Justin Trudeau's surprise resignation in January 2025 sent shockwaves through Canadian politics. The Liberal Party, which Trudeau had led since 2013, was suddenly without a leader just months before the next federal election. The election was originally scheduled for October 20th, 2025. However, Trudeau's resignation threw the timeline into question. A non-confidence vote in Parliament could trigger an early election as soon as late March. The Liberals now face a crucial race against time. They must choose a new leader quickly and present a united front to voters. The leadership race is wide open, with two prominent contenders vying for the top spot. Chrystia Freeland, a seasoned politician with a strong track record, is seen as a front-runner. Mark Carney, the former governor of both the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, brings significant economic expertise to the table. The Liberals hope to recapture the energy and optimism that characterized Trudeau's early years in office. They will need to address voter fatigue and convince Canadians they are the best choice to lead the country forward. Chrystia Freeland, known for her sharp intellect and diplomatic skills, served as Trudeau's Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. She is a familiar face on the world stage, having successfully navigated complex trade negotiations with the United States and Mexico. Freeland's supporters point to her experience and her ability to handle pressure as key assets. Mark Carney, on the other hand, offers a different kind of appeal. His time at the helm of two major central banks gives him unparalleled credibility on economic matters. Carney is seen by some as a steady hand who can guide Canada through turbulent global waters. His supporters believe his international stature and economic acumen make him the best choice to stand up to Donald Trump. While the Liberals grapple with their leadership transition, the Conservative Party, led by Pierre Poilievre, senses an opportunity. Poilievre, known for his fiery rhetoric and populist touch, has tapped into public anxieties about the rising cost of living, inflation, and the environment. The Conservatives have consistently led in the polls, positioning themselves as the party of change. They have focused on issues like affordability, promising tax cuts and relief from the rising cost of housing. However, recent events have thrown a wrench into their campaign. Donald Trump's unexpected comments about Canada, including his suggestion that the United States might annex its northern neighbour, have forced the Conservatives to recalibrate their message. Poilievre, who had previously been seen as best equipped to deal with Trump, must now distance himself from the former US president's more inflammatory remarks, while still appealing to those who share some of his views. The New Democratic Party, led by Jagmeet Singh, hopes to capitalise on the uncertainty surrounding the two main parties. The NDP, traditionally a party of labour and social justice, has focused on issues like healthcare, affordable housing and income inequality. Singh, known for his charisma and progressive values, has tried to position the NDP as the real alternative to the status quo. However, they face an uphill battle in convincing voters they can deliver on their promises. The Bloc Québécois, led by Yves-François Blanchet, continues to advocate for the interests of Quebec. The Bloc, a sovereignist party, seeks greater autonomy for Quebec within Canada. They have focused on issues of language, culture and identity. Finally, the Green Party, led by Elizabeth May, remains committed to its core message of environmental protection and sustainability. The Greens hope to capitalise on growing public concern about climate change and the need for urgent action. Donald Trump's recent pronouncements about Canada have sent shockwaves through the Canadian political landscape. His suggestion that the United States might consider annexing Canada, though widely seen as outlandish, has touched a nerve among Canadians. Trump's threats of economic coercion, including the possibility of imposing tariffs on Canadian exports, have further heightened anxieties. This unexpected turn of events has upended the Canadian election. What was once a campaign focused on domestic issues like the economy, healthcare and climate change has now become a referendum on national identity and Canada's relationship with its powerful southern neighbour. All the major party leaders have condemned Trump's annexation remarks and vowed to stand up for Canadian interests. Despite the shadow cast by Trump's pronouncements, the core issues facing Canadians remain unchanged. The economy, healthcare, climate change and housing affordability are all top of mind for voters. The rising cost of living, fueled by inflation and a shortage of affordable housing, is a major concern for many Canadians. Healthcare, a cornerstone of Canadian identity, is also a key issue, with voters demanding better access to quality care and shorter wait times. Climate change, once a fringe issue, has moved to the forefront of public consciousness. Canadians are increasingly worried about the impacts of climate change, including more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and threats to biodiversity. The environment is likely to play a significant role in the election, with voters demanding action on climate change. The outcome of the election will depend on which party can convince voters they have the best plan to address these pressing issues.